Hi, Shelby Long here, Senior Vice President of the Strategic Advisor Board and CEO of Business Dynamics. Here to give you some communication tips on how to smooth out the operations in your workplace, help elevate your business culture, and really help you operate at the most efficient way possible. Just a few tips on how to manage the communication dynamics in your workplace. This week, I've been talking all about the multiple dynamics that are in your workplace. So we have business operations, but then we have the human side of communication, which is how we implement all these operations. But humans have to communicate to actually do that. Has everything to do with your nonverbal communication, your gender communication, your generational communication, and just understanding as a leader in your business, understanding those differences is a way to be able to help become more influential and more motivational to your employees so you can help move your business to the next level. That happens in a few different ways. This emotional intelligence type of workshop that we're talking about all week is a way to make you a more effective leader and to help you become an empathetic leader and a trusted leader that people will come to with their issues and have all sorts of different productivity within their business. So today I'm going to talk about how intercultural communication is an important thing to think about as a leader of your business. And intercultural communication is so broad and dynamic and different in every culture that as a leader, it's almost the responsibility of you as a leader to understand that from the beginning. It's not something you can necessarily make assumptions about. We can't assume that a person is from a certain country or a certain ethnicity that they're going to communicate in a certain way, because that's just not the case. The best way to do that is to actually have a conversation with them and have a conversation about what the communication expectations are. Take it out of those assumptions. And, we hear these interesting terms about unconscious bias and how we have maybe a bias or a stereotype of how people are supposed to act or communicate, whether they're male or female, or whether they're a certain ethnicity, or whether they're a certain generation. But really, there are many different ways that we can communicate in many different styles. And just having an open conversation about that will really help establish the relationship from you and your employee from the very beginning. I think it's something that you can work into almost your onboarding process as a way to be able to open the channel of communication. It's a really simple thing to put that into the questionnaire or into the onboarding process of these are the expectations of communication within this organization. Does it fit within the way that you communicate? And how can we best align those to be able to make sure the communication is most efficient and effective as possible? If people like to be on their own and they like to respond to and communicate, meet once a month, then maybe that works, but you have to understand the needs of your organization and then also meeting the needs on the people the other side of it. And again, just a few basic ways that we can do that. It's a basic discussion in the beginning of the work cycle and talking about communication, getting to know people, a little bit about their background, what their communication habits are, being open with them and telling them what your communication habits are. And the way that you communicate and what you expect from the other side is a really important method to really develop into your onboarding process so you know that going forward. There are many different ways that you can do that. I say that it's important in the onboarding process, but it's also important to do frequently throughout the life cycle of your employee. Do it every couple of months. Make sure everybody's on the same page. That empathetic, outward idea that comes from the leader of the company is a way that you can really engage and become more culturally aware of the way people communicate within your business. The culture of your business will increase, the way that you can engage in business and the motivation of your employees will increase when that open atmosphere is there. So, here all week talking about communication habits. Next week, I'll see you. I hope you have a good weekend. And you can contact me anytime, shelbyjolong.com, to talk about how to align your communication practices in your business to be able to move your business forward. See you next week.